Welcome back to my channel Lomzy Sews. In today's sewing tutorial, I'll be showing you how to cut bustier dress with keyhole, and this tutorial is going to be divided into two: how to cut and sew a bustier top with keyhole, and how to cut and sew a pencil skirt, a dartless pencil skirt with slit. Today we are going to learn how to cut and sew a dartless pencil skirt with slit. I'll drop in the description section how to cut the bustier top. Let's go ahead and cut the pencil skirt. To cut this, you'll be needing 3 yards of African fabric, and I will also need 1.5 yards of lining fabric. This is because I don't want the lining to be full. First, we are going to cut the front pattern. I have my fabric folded into two, as you can see. I'll go ahead and draw out a straight line where I'll be working from, and that line will be my waistline. Next, I'm going to take down the vertical measurement. First, I'm going to take waist to hip, waist to the knee line, and then waist to the length of the skirt, which is 45 inches. I'll add 2.5 inches for hemming allowance. I'll go ahead and square out these lines. How to get your waist to hip measurement is to take the measurement from the smallest part of your waist down to the largest part of your hip line, and also from that same place you take all the vertical measurements. Next is to take the horizontal measurement. So on the hip line, I'm going to divide my hips divided by 4. Whatever you get, you're going to minus ½ inch from that. So mine is 11.5. I'm going to minus half from that, which will give me 11. I'll mark 11 inches here. First, I'm going to drop this down to the knee line. Later, we are going to shape this. Next, on the waistline, we're going to divide waist divided by 4. Remember, this is a dartless skirt, so waist divided by 4, and I'll connect it to the hip line. I'll go ahead and increase the waistline by ½ inch and connect it like this. To shape the skirt, I'm going to come in on the knee line 1 inch, and I'm going to come down from that knee line like 10 inches. Whatever I have on the knee line, I'm going to minus 1 inch on that and mark it here. I'm going to square that down on the hemline. This will help the pencil skirt to be tapered properly. So I'll go ahead and come down 3 inches on the hip line and connect these lines like this. You can use your curve ruler to do this if you're not comfortable with your free hand. Next, I'm going to add ½ inch on the waistline and also 1 inch at the side seam for sewing allowance. I want to use this opportunity to thank all my returning subscribers. Thank you for your support. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell icon. I'll go ahead and cut this out. To cut the back, I'm going to use this front side of the skirt and place it on another fabric and cut out the back. Here I have the fabric folded into two, as you can see, and I have placed the front. This is the front. I will go ahead and square out these lines to extend it to the back. On the hip line, I'm going to extend the line on the center back. I'm going to extend that 1 inch. And from the hip line, I'm going to come down 6 inches. You can come down 7 inches if your butt is bigger. And then I'm going to draw this straight like this. So connect this line like this as shown. I'll also connect that line to the waistline. So I'll go ahead and add ½ inch sewing allowance to this. Next is for me to create the back vent. So from the place on the knee line, you can decide to make the vent on the knee line, or you can come up wherever you want to. It depends on you, but I'll just, from the same place, I'm going to make the vent on the back. So I'll go ahead and add 3.5 inches to the vent, and I will slant it like this. I'll go ahead and add ½ inch sewing allowance to all of them and cut them out. So this is the two panels after cutting them out. I'm going to use this to cut out the lining. I'll go ahead and notch the place where the lining will stop. So on the knee line here, I'm going to notch it so that I know where my lining will stop. Remember, I don't want the lining to be full lining. For the front, I'll go ahead and reduce 1 inch on the front panel, just the front panel, and this is for it to sit properly on the waistline. So I'll go ahead and use this and cut out for the lining piece. How to sew the skirt? First, we are going to sew the back and we go over to the front. As you can see, I've cut out the lining. So I'm going to assume that this place is for the zipper allowance. You're going to sew the zipper allowance and stop somewhere like this. And then I'll go ahead and notch this place so that you know where I'm stopping. So from there, I'm going to sew 1/2 inch from here down to the place where we started the vents. As you can see what I have shown you. For the main fabric, we're also going to do the same thing. So I'm going to assume that we have added the zipper down to this place. So I'm going to sew 1/2 inch all the way from here and curve it like this as shown, and I'll stop 1/2 inch before the end of the fabric. So this is it after sewing it. So you go ahead and you're going to notch this place open so that you have something like this, and then go to your ironing table, open this up like this, and you're going to iron this towards this side, and you're going to open up this like this. So this is the main fabric after sewing it, as you can see. And to the lining, I have also sewn it. As you can see, this is open, so I will also notch this place. And I go to my ironing table. I'm going to iron this open like this. You iron this open like this. So this is the back after ironing it. Can you see? So on this line, this is the left side. So on this line like this, I'm going to come in 1/2 inch. So I'm measuring from here like this, and I'm coming in 1/2 inch. So I'm going to come in 1/2 inch like this. I'll go ahead and cut this out. So I should have something that looks like this. By the time you overlap it, it should look like this. So you know this was what we came in from, like this. So you're going to notch this place like this, and you have something that looks like this, so that by the time you fold this, this should go in this way, and this one will go in this way. Next, we're going to add this to the main fabric. So you're going to bring this out like this. We are going to line this one, this place, we're going to join it to this place. So you're going to place this like this. Can you see what I'm doing? You're going to place this like this. Can you see what I'm doing? And you're going to sew this down to this place. You can leave like 1 inch, or it depends on whatever you want to hem this with, or you can first of all hem the lower part before you do this. So you're going to sew this from this place down to this place. Maybe I will first of all hem this before I do that. After doing this, we'll go over to the other side. So this is it after sewing this side. I've also hemmed the lower part, and I've also hemmed this other part. So we're going to sew this side. So I'm going to pick this place, align it to the fullest, to here. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch. We're going to place it like this. Start from the beginning and sew it down to the hemline. This is it after sewing it. Can you see? So I'm going to go ahead now and turn it over to the other side. So you go ahead and turn it over to this side. By the time you're done folding it, you should have an opening like this. Can you see? So what you're going to do is you're going to pick all of them together. They are 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see? You're going to fold it in like this, and also fold this one like this. Can you see what we have here? So you're going to turn this over like this and pick all of them. You can see all of them clearly here now. And you go over to your machine. As you can see, the mark I have made there already. So you're going to place this like this. Make sure you hold all the 4 of them together, and you're going to sew it from here to here. So this is it after sewing the 4 pieces. Can you see? By the time we turn it over like this, we should have something that looks like this. If I turn this inside, this is how it's going to look. Very neat. Can you see how very neat it's looking? Yeah, side. You're going to fold it like this. Make sure you overlock this place. You're going to fold 1/2 inch and then 2 inches up. You're going to sew 1/2 inch in and then 2 inches up. If you used 1 inch, you will use 1 inch up, but I used 2.5 inches, so my hemming allowance is 2.5. What I have from here to here is 2 inches and 1/2 inch this side. You go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So this is the front, and I have gone ahead and hemmed the lower part. I've also hemmed the main fabric. So guys, this is it. So at this point, you can go ahead and place your fabric like this. You're going to place the back on it, right side facing together, and you're going to sew the side seam. And after sewing that, you go ahead and put the band. But for me, I am adding this to my blouse. I have made this blouse. I'll drop the link below on how to make the blouse. So I'm going to attach this to the blouse. So what I will do is to add them lining to lining, fabric to fabric, and I'll go ahead and finish that off, and I'll add the zipper. So guys, I have come to the end of today's sewing tutorial. I'll see you guys in my next video. If you have watched till this time and you have not subscribed, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys for always watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.